Welcome into your Week 5 NFL review, recap, and reaction. This show is the bottom line, where I lay down none other than the bottom line of what went down in week number 5. We just had the first ever exclusive patrons and YouTube members only live stream on the channel. So I appreciate all of those that attended, everybody that was hype in the chat. It was absolutely a phenomenal Monday Night Football game, one of the best games of the season so far, one of the best primetime games, without a doubt. The Chiefs take it 30-29 over the Las Vegas Raiders in an absolute awesome football game at Arrowhead, and I'm looking forward to the next time these two teams play, and I hope they play 3 times this year. We'll get to that in a little bit, and the Monday Night Football recap, but I just want to give that shout out to the YouTube members and the patrons who tuned in to the live stream tonight, and if you're not already signed up, make sure to sign up, join the YouTube membership. It's only $150 for the month. You get exclusive live streams each and every Sunday or Monday, depending on the primetime game that I stream. You also get the BLV versus Consensus exclusive podcast, only found on Patreon and YouTube membership. So make sure to check that out, guys, and join the live chat. We actually had numerous people come in and join me on the live stream, which was a lot of fun. So check that out. We are here for week number 5. And before I get to Monday Night Football, before I react to that epic game that was the Raiders and the Chiefs, let's say hello to the people in the chat. We've got Foot in the chat, Sports Today in the chat, who says NFL has a ref problem. And I definitely need to touch on that. And I probably will during the Monday Night Football reaction, because the reffing continued to be awful in that game. Joseph Gonzalez is in the chat saying the Pats are very underrated. Could that be a takeaway from this week? Steve, what's up? He says sickening. Sickening. Pats forever says congrats to Panthers fans on a big win today, referring to Matt Rule. Nicholas Gill says, what is McDaniels doing? Lenny says sadness. And Monty says, Jack Jones, Defensive Rookie of the Year. We also have S. Kim in the chat. Big Al, who says, don't forget to Gronk. Spike the like button. Good call, Big Al. And Ross says he's excited for the Chargers live stream. Steve is also in the chat. Thanks to the refs, the Kansas City wins. That's what he says. Okay, let's talk about it. Guys, Gronk spiked the like button. And it is time.
Pizza time.
It is pizza time. Let's get started. Monday Night Football recap. The Raiders and the Chiefs played an epic game. The Raiders came out firing. First possession of the game, they go 3 and out. Chiefs get the ball. The Raiders pass rush swarming. They cause a 3 and out of their own. And then the Raiders go on a 17-0 run. On 4th and 1, a 58-yard touchdown to Davante Adams. A 4th and 1 gamble by McDaniels. Now, a lot of people are going to criticize McDaniels for this game. There are points to criticize, which I'll get to. But there were also brilliant calls in this game. His play calling was incredible. His game plan was very good. And plays like this, calls like this. 4th and 1 early in the game. It's 0-0. They go for it. And they get a huge strike down the field, which was a passing play on 4th and 1 for a big play, 58 yards and a touchdown. In the second quarter, they get a rushing touchdown from Josh Jacobs and a field goal from Daniel Carlson. They're up 17-0. All of a sudden, the Chiefs start to come back. Patrick Mahomes finds Travis Kelce. Not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times. All he did in this game was catch touchdowns. Chris Carter-like 25 yards. That's all he had in the game. All he had. The Raiders did a very good job on Kelce between the 20s. But then once he entered that 20, once he entered the red zone, Kelce was unstoppable, as usual. So Kelce scores a touchdown, but then the Raiders respond with a field goal. So it's 20-7, like late in the first half. And the Chiefs go down the field, and perhaps the turning point of the game was the 59-yard field goal by the free agent kicker, Mike Wright. That was huge. You know, it looked like it was going to be short, and it ends up just getting over that crossbar. That was perhaps the TSN turning point right there. The third quarter, the Chiefs came out first drive. They score a touchdown. So really, when you look at it, 10 points, they're able to get that key before the half score and after the half score. That is key to football games right there. A lot of people miss that. If you win that part of the game, you often win football games. And you often are able to control the game from there on out. And you're often able to take control of the game. And that's what the Chiefs did. So they get 10 points and before the half and after the half combined. Then later in the third quarter, the Chiefs get a passing touchdown. Now, there was a really egregious pass interference call on Mac Hollins. They called it offensive pass interference. He was running straight. And I don't know how they called it pass interference, but they called it pass interference. And Josh Jacobs picked up the first down. They called that back. And that's basically what allowed the Chiefs to get the ball back instantly and go for another touchdown to Kelce. Now, before that, before half, for the field goal by Carlson, there was a pretty bad roughing the passer call. They called it roughing the passer on Chris Jones on Derek Carr. Now, we've obviously seen a trend since Tua has gotten hurt. So yes, I am going to, guys. You guys know me. I find any reason to blame Tua for anything. I am going to blame Tua for the refs absolutely being terrible. That is what I'm going to do right now. I mean, it's no coincidence that ever since Tua got injured, the poor guy, the little man, got slammed down to the turf, got rock bottomed, that the refs started being absolutely horrific. Is it a coincidence? I don't know. You guys know I'm kidding. But, not really. The Chiefs end up getting, penalized for a roughing the passer where Chris Jones basically falls on top of him like a big-ass whale on top of Derek Carr. And I guess they saw that as egregious. I didn't think it was roughing the passer. I didn't think it was a great call. In the first half, honestly, the reffing wasn't bad. The reffing was pretty solid. They weren't calling a lot, so that's what made it pretty good. There were some pass interference calls called on the Chiefs, I should say. But, I mean, most of them were pretty reasonable, as the Chiefs are one of the more hold-heavy teams in the NFL. And then in the second half, after that play, the refs were heavily criticized at halftime, heavily criticized by social media. And then for a stretch of time, it felt like the Raiders got every single play called on them for a significant penalty. And the biggest one that stands out to me, because there were so many, I think there was about 11, 12 penalties on the Raiders that went for over 100 yards. The biggest one that stood out to me that really won the game for the Chiefs was a defensive holding call on a missed field goal by Mike Wright. The guy that I said had the TSN turning point before halftime missed a 47-yard field goal in the game. And on that play, which was, I want to say, 4th and 10 or plus, it was a lot of yards. They got an automatic first down for a defensive holding on a special teams play, which I've watched a lot of football this year. I've watched a lot of football in the past. I don't recall ever seeing that before. I don't recall ever seeing that for an automatic first down in a crucial aspect and crucial part of the game like that. So that was absolutely horrific. That was horrendous. That was a bad call. And what happened was the Chiefs ended up going up 30-23 instead of the game still being 24-23 and the Raiders getting the ball back. the Chiefs ended up hitting another touchdown to Kelce. So there was a lot of bad reffing in this game. And there's been a lot of bad reffing ever since Tua got hurt. I honestly thought the refs weren't bad earlier in the year because they were calling less. But all of a sudden, ever since Tua got concussed on Thursday night, and the world saw that, there's more protection of the quarterbacks, which causes egregious penalties because it's all about, the thin line of what that means. And then because of that, there were a bunch of makeup calls, just like what happened in the Bucs game. There was a bunch of makeup calls for the Chiefs. Makeup calls, which are not usually good penalties. They're usually penalties just for the sake of a penalty to balance out the home crowd, especially in a hostile environment like Kansas City. So I felt like the refs played way too big of a role in this really good game. In the fourth quarter, the Raiders did outscore the Chiefs 10-7. Right, field goal by Carlson, touchdown by Kelce again, and then a touchdown by Devontae Adams. That was an awesome throw by Derek Carr. Steps up in the pocket, launches it like 50 yards, 48 to be exact, for a touchdown. Epic throw. So the game comes down to that play. They score a touchdown. So most people would think that you would make it 30-30, right? McDaniels decides to go for it. And this is fully McDaniels' call. He's the head coach. He decides to go for it or not. Now, a lot of people on Twitter were saying it was the right call. And it was because of the analytics. So I was doing the live stream with the members, with the patrons, and I'm sitting there and I'm not really understanding the call when it happens, right? Before it happens. And that's the good thing about me doing a live reaction. I'm not like everybody else where you can actually see what I'm saying as the play happens, before the play happens, and I give you usually, like 99% of the time, I tell you what I would do in that situation, whether I would go for it. Sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong. I'm not saying I'm like the end-all be-all 100%, but I at least tell you what I think. I at least tell you the process and the situation of what I would do. In that situation, that's typically a no-brainer to go for it. And that's why live reactions are really cool to do, because I can actually give you that. I'm not on Twitter. I'm not the Monday morning quarterback. I'm not the guy on ESPN that tells you, oh, after the fact, if it worked or it didn't, if it was a great call or a bad call, because that's usually what the analysis is based off. Are we right or are we wrong there? I mean, if Josh Jacobs gets in by 2 inches, that's a great call. It's an epic call. It's an amazing call. Because maybe the Raiders win the game because they stopped the Chiefs on the drive following it. But honestly, that actually didn't hurt the Raiders all that much. I mean, did it cost them the game technically? Yes, it did. But they still had an opportunity to win the game with a field goal with the second best kicker in the NFL, according to Nicholas Gill, behind Justin Tucker. Only Justin Tucker. I mean, Daniel Carlson's automatic from 55 in. I mean, he's automatic. So, really, did that 2-point attempt kill them? Not really. It gave them the chance to go up by 1 and then put the pressure on the Chiefs, according to Josh McDaniels. He wanted to put the pressure on the Chiefs. Now, the reasoning that I gave after thinking about it on air was I thought he went for it because of the kicker on the other side. Maybe that was part of the reasoning. He didn't say that to the media because he didn't want to say, hey, that kicker sucks. But Mike Wright is not a very good kicker. He's certainly not Harrison Butker. So if the Chiefs were to go down the field and go up, have a chance to kick a field goal for the win, Mike Wright is maybe not going to make it. I mean, I'd give a 50-50 chance of him making or missing the field goal. And it would also entice, likely, the Chiefs to kick a field goal. Now, what also happens there is when you're leading, if you're the Chiefs and you're leading the game 30-29, this could have also maybe played into the role of you rather get the lead by 1 point if you're the Raiders, or you entice the Chiefs to play conservatively, which maybe also came into the game plan of McDaniels, because when you think about it, would you rather have Mahomes trailing, or would you rather, like, you missing that 2-point ultimately rather means you're winning, or you're trailing, or the Mahomes is up, so you take the ball out of Mahomes' hands and put it in Clyde's hands against one of the better run defenses in football. So all of those things have to be factored in there. So ultimately, when you really sit down and think about it, he was close. He was 2 inches away. And this is where I think it hurt later in the game. I wouldn't have gone for it. To clarify, I would have kicked the extra point, personally. But when you sit down and you think about it and the process there, okay, so you get it, you're up by 1. You don't get it, the Chiefs are trying to run the clock out. They're not trying to win the game with a field goal. They're not trying to win the game with a touchdown. They're trying to run the clock out. So they will punt. So we will get the ball back, which is ultimately what happened. You know, the Chiefs played conservative. Andy Reid played conservative. They went to their weakness as opposed to their strength. They did throw the ball on the 3rd down and 3, but they didn't get it. So the Raiders got the ball back. Raiders moved the ball. And there's a throw to Davante Adams on 3rd and 1, I want to say. Or was it 3rd and 1? Yeah, 3rd and 1, which is a fine call. Pass on 3rd and 1. You need to get into field goal range. The pass on 3rd and 1 is fine. Now, you pass it. It's a very nice, well-designed play. You motion Adams across the formation. You get a nice look. It's perfectly executed. Adams doesn't get 2 feet in, so he's out of bounds. That could have played a role into Davante Adams' reaction later in the game after the post game, where he was very upset. He threw his helmet. He pushed a cameraman, which was totally wrong of him. He shouldn't have done that. But that could have played a role into that. So he doesn't get his 2 feet in. It's 4th and 1. And they need 1 yard. But they also need to get into field goal range. And they don't have any timeouts. So that plays into it as well. I was saying, as the broadcast went, and if you're a YouTube member, if you're a patron, you could check it out. I said, run the ball. You've been running the ball well. You put your 6 offensive line out there. You have your fullback, Jakob Johnson. You've got the power advantage all night long. You run it. Obviously, the Chiefs are expecting a run, right? But you're just saying, the Chiefs are expecting a run, but you're saying that we have the edge in the running game. We are more powerful than you are. And Josh Jacobs has been averaging 6 yards a carry. So, you know, not necessarily in those situations. Again, the Chiefs did stop the Raiders on the 2-yard line on a running play. So could that have played into the factor of McDaniels throwing the ball there, doing a play action play there? Probably, right? Probably. But they also did score a 58-yard touchdown early in the game on a play action play very similar to that one. And maybe it was even the same play. It was very similar. It was a post out combination. Renfro, it was blocked up. The Chiefs went all out pressure expecting a run. It's man-to-man coverage with 2 of the best route runners in football. You got Davante Adams out wide. You got Hunter Renfrow in the slot. Darren Waller was also hurt in this game, which was even more impressive that the Raiders were able to move the ball the way they did tonight and able to play in this game the way they did tonight, because Darren Waller is a very good player. He did not play, or at least did not play very long. You got Davante Adams. You got Hunter Renfrow. Renfro's look like running this out, and Adams running this post, and they run into each other. So you don't necessarily expect that to happen. That is definitely not expected to happen. Absolutely not. Would I have ran the ball? Yes. And I think McDaniels is going to be heavily criticized, rightfully so. But at the same time, if you look at both situations, you can kind of understand them. And you can also say, hey, if he's right on those calls, he looks like a hero, which is just the way the NFL goes when you're a coach. You're going to be criticized or you're going to be the hero. Either way. I thought the Raiders played an excellent game here. I thought they played a great game. I thought they ran the ball phenomenally well. I thought the game plan offensively was very good. I thought the defense played really well in spots and moments. Obviously, you can't hold the Chiefs that long, but the refs also helped them out. There's no doubt about that. So, I look at it and I say, would I have kicked the extra point? Yeah. Would I have ran the ball in 4th down? Yeah. But at the same time, if I would have kicked the extra point, does Mahomes go down passing the ball and score a touchdown? Maybe. Do I have to then counter and get a touchdown myself? Maybe, right? With one timeout, or maybe no timeouts at that point. So I think it's interesting. I think it's interesting. Let me know what you guys think about that. I think that there's a lot that goes into those decisions, and I understand it. It's not traditional. It's not necessarily what I would have done in the moment. Thinking about it, at the moment, I would have called, extra point. I would have called a run. But both plays, when you watched the play on 4th and 1, it was going to be open, 100%. I mean, Adams was getting open. Renfrow was getting open. They were both getting open on the play. So that was what it was unfortunate on that play-action play. Carr had enough time to make the throw. He just kind of stood there like, oh, what happened? Both my guys ran into each other. And initially it looked like pass interference because I didn't realize both guys tripped each other and ran into each other. So that's kind of decides the game there. But an awesome game, man. Wanted to spend some extra time on the game because it was really close. And obviously it was a big-time AFC West rivalry game. And I had a lot of fun covering it. And I hope you guys join me for the YouTube membership, Patron exclusive streams moving forward. Now, my takeaways from the game, I mean, it was really what I expected. I expected a game a lot like this. I did expect the Chiefs to win in a very close game, but it did look like the Raiders deserved to win this game. They just weren't able to come through at the end. And it's a game 30-29, very close to what I thought it would be ultimately. In terms of my takeaways, mostly about the Raiders. Again, the Raiders lose a game, but I feel better about the Raiders. Again, I feel better about the Raiders. Their defensive line played good. Chandler Jones played good. I thought their secondary was a bit spotty, a bit hit and miss, but they played competitively. The receivers played good. Renfrow needs to get more involved in this offense, in my opinion. I've been real impressed with the running game for the Raiders, though. I think that's a huge improvement from last year. Derek Carr had his best game of the season so far, made a number of nice throws, made a number of nice, moves in the pocket. Devontae Adams made his plays. Jacobs was unbelievable in this game. I just want to give a shout out to Josh Jacobs. That guy was an animal. Chandler Jones, Max Crosby, animals. But my biggest takeaway from this game, guys, is that the Raiders are still going to make the playoffs. And I know they're 1-4. They're 1-4. I don't know the math. I don't know how many teams. I did not check it. I don't know how many teams have made the playoffs starting 1-4. But let me show you and let me go through their schedule. And you tell me whether or not the Raiders can still make the playoffs. So they're 1-4. They've lost 2 games in the division. They've won 1. They beat the Broncos. They probably should have beat the Cardinals. They probably should have beat the Titans. They probably could have beat the Chargers. All those games, they could have beat the Chiefs. So they've been in every single game. And every single game they've played has been a one-possession game so far this year. So they're obviously in a ton of one-possession games. Last year, they were very fortunate in that regard. This year, not so much. That could be the difference between them missing or making the playoffs. But let's go through their schedule. So they have a bye week, which is very nice. So you can learn from this game, but you can also get a lot better from this game as well. And McDaniels, being a rookie head coach, can also look at what his team's doing well, look at what his team's not doing so well, and potentially adjust some things. Maybe even make a trade at the trade deadline. But you've got the Texans. You've got, after the bye, you got the Texans at home. They should win that game. You play New Orleans in New Orleans. Not exactly easy, but the Saints don't look like a juggernaut by any means. Perhaps it's a bit tougher in New Orleans, but the Saints are not a very good team. Jacksonville, again, another road game here. Jacksonville's been a bit hit and miss. I think the Raiders are a better team. That is a decent trip there from Las Vegas to Jacksonville, but again, the Raiders are probably going to be favored in that game. You play Indy at home. Indy's bad. They should beat Indy at home. They play Denver again. Divisional game, they pretty much handled Denver the first time. We'll see how it goes the second time. They play Seattle. They should beat Seattle. Even if it's in Seattle. It doesn't really matter. They play the Rams. And again, the Rams and the Chargers. They play the Chargers at home this time. Who knows how many injuries the Chargers have at that point. And we knew that game the first time around was competitive. And then they play the Rams in LA, which is going to be a home game for them, essentially. And then they play New England, which will be tough, but it is at home. And you do have that coaching familiarity. They play Pittsburgh. They should beat Pittsburgh. And then they finish the season with the 49ers and the Chiefs. And the Chiefs, the last game of the year, that'll be interesting if the Chiefs are playing anybody or not. But the game is in Las Vegas. I hope that that's a competitive game for the playoff spot. And the 49ers will be an interesting game too. I'd probably lean towards the 49ers, but I don't know. That will also be close. So I look at this schedule, and there are some tough games. There's no doubt. But right after their bye week, if you told me that the Raiders are going to go, they're going to go from 1-4 to 4-4, like, I wouldn't be that surprised by that. So I don't think they're bad at all. I think they're a pretty good team. I think they've been a little unlucky, and maybe that's just the way the rest of their season is going to go. But man, they played good tonight. And the Chiefs, everyone expected them to win. A lot of people expect them to blow out the Raiders. I was not one of them. But they did what they had to do. They came back. They made their plays. Their defense is becoming a bit concerning. I mean, especially because they were really good against the run previously, but their run defense got gashed tonight. Their secondary certainly can be had, as we've seen. But their offense continues to hum, continues to make plays, and more guys are getting involved, which is ultimately going to be, the story of their team, whether they can go back to the Super Bowl or not. So the Chiefs are in that conversation for the AFC, absolutely. That is Monday Night Football, guys. Let me know what you think. Okay, so Gronk spike the like button if you haven't already. Let's keep it going. Okay, let's talk about Matt Rule. Matt Rule was fired today. Fired by the Carolina Panthers. Rule, in one way, I feel a bit bad about Matt Rule. In another, I feel like he should have been fired. I'm not totally on the bandwagon of Matt Rule is the worst coach ever. Matt Rule was the problem with the Carolina Panthers. Guys, you have to understand this. When you do not have a quarterback, you are not going to win very many games. Especially when your quarterback is named Baker Mayfield, who's absolute trash. Baker Mayfield is garbage. The worst quarterback in the NFL right now, Baker Mayfield. The guy can't even complete a forward pass. I told you seasons ago he wasted Odell Beckham Jr., one of my favorite players of the last decade. Ruined him. Wasted him. Prime of his career. Wasted. He's too busy shooting commercials to care any little piece for the Carolina Panthers. So, you know who I'm blaming Matt Rule getting fired on? Not poor Matt Rule, who seems to be a very nice guy. Seems to be a great chap. A good fellow. I'm blaming it on Baker, the commercial maker. That's who I'm blaming it on. And then you line it up. You got Sammy Darnold. I'm just blaming this whole thing on the busts of the 2018 NFL draft. And this is exactly why. We're going to go all the way around. We're going to go in a full circle here, folks. This is why, if you do not already, you subscribe to the Bottom Line View. This is why you watch the Bottom Line View right here. Who told you in 2018 that Josh Allen was the guy to pick? That Lamar Jackson was the guy to pick? It was not Colin Cowherd. It was me. Yes, I'm going to give myself a pat on the back. Sam Darnold bust. Baker Mayfield, bigger bust. Josh Rosen. Who? Matt Rule is fired because of those two guys. Now, Teddy Bridgewater was the best quarterback that Matt Rule had in his career. What are you supposed to do with that? I mean, I don't care if Matt Rule was Bill Belichick. He would have been fired. I mean, is Bill Belichick going to win 10 games with Teddy Bridgewater and Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield? I don't know, man. Especially when you've had, some pretty bad problems with your roster. I mean, and your best player's been hurt like 2 of those years. So I look at Matt Rule and I feel a little bad because you got Baker, the commercial maker. But then I also don't feel bad for Matt Rule. Why? Because he hired Ben McAdoo. I mean, how incompetent do you have to be as a football mind to watch the New York Giants offensive film and say, you know who I want as the OC of my football team with my ass on the line? I want Ben McAdoo. That's who I want. I want the guy that just kept spamming the slant to Odell Beckham Jr. in New York. And that was his only good play. Okay? So I feel bad for Matt Rule, but I also don't feel bad for Matt Rule. And I will also say this about Matt Rule. Yes, you didn't have a quarterback, but what did you bring to your team? Good coaches have something good about them. You know what I mean? Good coaches have something good about them. Right? Matt Rule, what did he do well? Did he call plays? No. Did he scheme up the defense? Not that I know of. Was he a special teams guru? Absolutely not. Was he a big-time motivator? A player's coach? Mike Tomlin-esque? Nope. So what did Matt Rule do? On one hand, you had Sam Darnold. On the other hand, you fucking sucked. You're fired. You're fired. You're done. Okay? You're done. We'll get to the next topic. Give me some comments. Give me some comments in the chat, guys. I'm trying to figure. I got some technical difficulties going on right now. Okay, hold on. I'll answer your comments here in a sec. Okay. We got Caesar in the chat as my laptop loads up. Trying to get my notes back up. Jonathan says, your thoughts on the Texans upset over the Jags. Dameon Pierce is angry. What's up, Jonathan? Thanks for asking that question, bro. I did watch a bit of that game. My thoughts on the game is shocking. I had the Jags as a best bet. I thought at home, surely they can cover 7 versus what I thought and who I thought was the worst team in football. Obviously, it's a divisional game, so you never quite know, but I was pretty high on the Jags entering that game. But what I will say about the Texans is there's 2 things that I've liked about the Texans all year. And those things are their defense is actually pretty underrated. Their secondary plays well. And their pass rush is deceptively good. And the run game. I mean, Dameon Pierce has had a heck of the season so far as a rookie. So my takeaways from the game are, the Texans were able to do what they do, and they won. And the Jags, Trevor Lawrence, again, had a bad game. That's 2 weeks in a row. He's kind of cost his team the game, to be honest with you. And the offensive line has not played very well either. Defensively, though, the Jags continue to be one of the most underrated units in the NFL. They continue to do their thing on defense. So I still believe in the Jags to a certain point. But, you know, the Jaguars. Okay. Let's talk about the egregious reffing call that everybody was talking about the last couple of days. And that is, of course, Tom Brady. Tom Brady getting slammed to the turf by Grady Jarrett. Everybody wants to talk about this. You know why everybody wants to talk about this unnecessary roughness call on Tom Brady? I'll give you one guess. The answer is because it's Tom Brady. It's the only answer there is. It's the only reason there is. It's because it's Tom fucking Brady. That's why. If it was Jacoby Brissett, if it was Baker Mayfield, if it was Cooper Rush, do you think anybody would have cared? Heck, if it was Patrick Mahomes, or if it was Josh Allen even, I don't think people would have been discussing this as much as they were, as they have been. And I think this call is a symptom of what we have seen in the NFL since Tua got hurt. I've been telling you guys, it's all Tua's fault, this Brady call. So Falcons fans blame Tua for getting hurt. I'm telling you, bro. Why did the play get called? Well, it looked a lot like when Tua got slammed in the second game on Thursday Night Football. You know, when he got hit the first time, he got knocked the F over like a little child on the playground. And then he got concussed. Poor guy. And then the second game, they put him out there. Miami puts him out there. Miami, the bunch of jackasses they are, a bunch of cheaters that they are. They put him out there, and he gets rock bottomed by one of the Bengals dudes. And then he's concussed. He's out for the game. And we already spoke about that. It was terrible. It was awful. It's horrendous. I hope Tua's okay. I hope he comes back. Because the Dolphins miss him right now. But since Tua got hurt, they're calling these things left and right, bro. They're calling them left, right, center. Like, it was the exact same thing. The difference in the call, I guarantee you, this is the difference in the play. Tua is small. He's like 6 feet, 210, 220. Brady's like 6'5". So you slam Brady down. It doesn't look like nothing. He's pretty big. It's hard to slam him. Tua, he's a little easy to slow down. You know, you could just throw him right down on the turf, and it makes a big impact. It was the exact same play. So they were just trying to protect Brady. But I thought the call sucked because the impact wasn't there. It didn't look egregious. It wasn't a good call. It was a terrible call. But I'm just telling you, this is what they're calling now. They're calling shit unnecessary roughness calls left and right because you're trying to protect the quarterback. And it's all because of concussions and what we saw on Thursday night from Tua. That's where it started. The NFL does not want to be embarrassed with a situation like that again on national television. They do not want that. They do not want that. So they're going to penalize these defenders for anything that even remotely looks close to a slam, to a WWE finishing move. They are going to remove it from the game completely this year. And next year, we'll be perfectly fine. We'll be back. That's what happened. Okay? But I will say this. As the biased Brady fan that I am, as the Bucs fan that I am, I will say this. There was an absolutely egregious pass interference that was not called the play before that on Scotty Miller. It would have been a big play, maybe even a touchdown. Okay? Would have been a first down for sure. Would have ended the game, 100%. Okay? They missed the call. So it was a makeup call. I'm telling you guys, these refs are idiots. Okay? So they suck at reffing. They suck at reffing. So when you suck at reffing, you make makeup calls because you didn't make the previous call because you're an idiot. So you've got to redo it. You've got to find some little tweak, some little thing to call, especially when you're at, it's for the home team. Because, boy, do I want to live after this game, especially in Tampa Bay. Just saying. That's what it is. It's a makeup call. Makeup call. Okay? That's what it is. It exists. Let's rewind. Let's rewind to Sunday morning. Typically, I don't watch the London games all that much because I live on the West Coast and I'm not a morning person, so I don't usually wake up that early. But this time, for whatever reason, I said, you know what, Mitch? Let's wake up in the morning. I've got the bottom line. I've got to watch my favorite team to cheer for this year, the New York G-Men. The G-Men. I got to watch them versus the most overrated coach in football, Matt LaFleur. So we have Matt LaFleur taking on a real coach. His name is Brian Daboll. A real man. His name is Brian Daboll. And a coach that, quite frankly, I don't know why. Does anybody know why? Not only has he not received a head coaching opportunity, bro, Wink Martindale, how is he not a head coach? But not only that, how did he get fired by the Ravens? Yep, Wink Martindale took little Matt LaFleur and put him into school on that London game. Absolutely. Brian Daboll, Mike Kafka, that's a real coaching staff. Ron Rivera wants to know the reason why Washington stinks and the Giants are 4-1. The reason is not that they have a generational running back who I told everybody was going to be back this year, but nobody wanted to get on the train. And now all of a sudden, no, I'm not taking this from you guys. I'm not taking this shit. Okay? I got everybody in the Discord. I got all my friends. I got everybody in the chat right now telling me that Saquon's the best running back in the league. Where are you at? Where were you at a month ago, bro? Where were you at 2 months ago? Where were you at 3 months ago? Where were you at last year? I didn't see none of you. Why in the BLV draft, the BLV fantasy league, I got Saquon after the top 10 picks? Come on, man. What you guys are now all of a sudden, Saquon's the best. Saquon, he's the best. Nah, you can't do that now. You're not allowed to do that. I can do it. I said he's the best. You said, nah, he's not the best. This guy, Derrick Henry's better. Derrick Henry. We've got Jonathan Taylor. Nah, bro. When Saquon plays, Saquon's the best. I told you this. What? Who do the Giants have? The Giants got Kadarius Toney? Nope. Hurt. Who they got? Kenny Golladay? Nope. Washed. Who they got? Wan'Dale Robinson? Nah, he's hurt. How about Sterling Shepard? Nah, he got hurt too. What about Plaxico Burress? No, he shot himself. What about who do they have? Okay? Daniel Jones bleeding. My goodness. I can't believe you guys. I can't believe it. You can't just come back on the Saquon trade. The Saquon train is closed. It's not open for service. It's closed. We don't want you. Okay? Anyways, back to the worst coach there is. Matt LaFleur sucks. Okay? I've been saying this for how long? Matt LaFleur sucks. He does not know how to actually coach a team from a head coaching position. He's good at plays. Oh, look at this. Look at this RPO. Oh my goodness. Oh, watch this. I can give the ball to the 6th best running back and a guy with the biggest quads I've ever seen in my life. I've got a Hall of Fame left tackle. Oh my goodness. I can draw up an offense for Aaron Rodgers. Oh my gosh. Bro, Matt LaFleur, congratulations. You can score points with Aaron Rodgers as your quarterback. I've never seen it before. That's so good. I mean, oh my goodness. That deserves an award right there. That deserves this. Congratulations. You want a cookie, Matt LaFleur? You can score points with Aaron Rodgers, okay? You've gotten out-coached. Look at the Giants team and look at the Packers team, okay? This is what we're going to do right now. This is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. We're going to read the depth chart of Matt LaFleur's team. We're gonna read the depth chart of Matt LaFleur. And not only do we have Matt LaFleur's team, okay, we've got Joe Barry. If you're running the Packers, right? How is Joe Barry allowed to come back to the United States of America? How is he not just like kept in London? Like, why are you giving him a ticket on the plane? I mean, this guy, I was told by ESPN that the Packers would have the best defense in the NFL. I was told that. Was I not told that? I was told they got the most talented defense in the NFL. Joe Barry, bum ass, can't defend the Giants. Bro, the Giants receivers, guys. David Sills, Darius Slayton, their tight end, Daniel Bellinger, Daniel Jones with bleeding everything. He can't even move. He's got a bum ankle. I was told the Packers had the best defense, most talented defense in the NFL. All right, they got Kenny Clark. They got Preston Smith. They got Devondre Campbell. They got Quay Walker. They got Devontae Wyatt, Rashawn Gary. They've got Jair Alexander. They got Adrian Amos, Darnell Savage, Eric Stokes, Rasul Douglas. They got all these players. They can't stop the Giants? And Matt LaFleur, meanwhile, Matt LaFleur is going like this. Pumping up the crowd. Bro, you couldn't stop Bailey Zappi. And now you can't stop the Giants. You got Kenny Clark. You got Preston Smith. You got Zadarius, or not Zadarius. He left. He used to be on your team, though. You've got Alexander back. All these players. Bro, you suck. You suck. Who does Don Martindale have? Guys. Serious. Who do we got here? The Giants are 4-1. Leonard Williams hurt. Azeez Ojulari hurt. Who do they have on their team? Dexter Lawrence, he's good. Okay. Xavier McKinney, he's good. Everyone else is not that good. And they slow down Aaron Rodgers. And you lose with Aaron Rodgers. And they got Daniel Jones. And you lose. I mean, bro, come on. If he's not the most overrated coach in the NFL, who is? Who is? You can't stop one player, Joe Barry? You can't score on the 8th corner on the Giants, LaFleur? Come on, bro. Trash. Congratulations to the Giants, though. The Giants balled out. Saquon balled out. The train is closed. You're not allowed to join. Okay? Balled out. Daniel Jones, man. Daniel Jones, guts and glory. Guts and glory. Daniel Jones, give him some respect. Nobody gives Daniel Jones any respect. They memed him at the draft, and they haven't looked back. They never give him any credit. Daniel Jones is playing good. Give him some credit. They want to give Cooper Rush credit. What did Cooper Rush do? Okay, let's talk about the other overrated coach. His name is Brandon Staley. And I was a fan of Brandon Staley coming in. I'm not going to lie. I don't lie. I keep it 100. I don't lie. I got Brandon Staley. I thought he was going to be good. Bro. Brandon Staley, what the fuck are you doing? Brandon Staley, please explain this to me. Brandon Staley. It's 4th and 2. At your own 45. There is 1:10 left in the game. I do not believe they have any timeouts. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think they had any. If they had any, it was one timeout. That's it. 4th and 2. 1:10 left. No timeouts. 4th and 2. 1:10 left. Your own 45-yard line. You're winning the game. I forgot to mention that. You're winning. But Mitch, I'm playing Tom Brady. Brandon, you're not playing Tom Brady, bro. I'm playing Patrick Mahomes. No, you're not playing Patrick Mahomes. I'm playing Josh Allen. Aaron Rodgers? Derek Carr? Nah. Stafford, maybe? No. Peyton Manning came out of retirement? No. Brandon Staley. 4th and 2. At your own 45. 1:10 left. No timeouts for the other team. Your strength of your defense is pass defense. You said it yourself. You talked in circles, but you said it yourself. You got a better pass defense than you had a run defense. We know this, right? You're playing Jacoby Brissett. I love Jacoby Brissett. Good guy. Good guy. Great fella. He's a backup. He's a backup quarterback. So, you're going to risk the game on a 4th and 2 at your own 45. And instead of making Jacoby Brissett with no timeouts drive the field with 1:10 left on your pass defense, you're going to go for it? Huh? Go for it. And not only are you going to go for it, you've been running the ball. Eckler has like 50 fantasy points in this game. You throw a slant. Huh? Come on, man. What are you doing? I mean, just because the analytics says you go for it, if the analytics say you jump off a bridge, you don't jump off a bridge. Come on, bro. Get it together, man. And then on the other side, we got an absolute jackass. We got Kevin Stefanski. He also went for it, 4th and 1, at his own 30-yard line. Oh, what are you doing, bro? Stefanski. Bro. And can I say one thing about these two coaches too? Your defenses suck, man. Like, do you guys watch the Browns and the Chargers? I swear, if anybody ranks the Chargers and the Browns defenses any higher than like 24th, I'm going to rip my hair out. The Chargers defense sucks. They can't stop the run. They can't stop any balanced offense whatsoever. And the funny thing is, Brandon Staley says that they stopped them at the end on the press conference. Bro, you didn't stop him. He missed a 40-yard field goal. Like, huh? And then you got Stefanski with his terrible defensive coordinator. Dude, get a defense already. I mean, the Browns, they're going to get shredded next week by the Patriots. Guaranteed. Get a defense. God. Okay. Next, we got to talk about the Eagles. The Eagles. Eagles escaped with a win. Big Al frustrated with the team. I understand it. I'm disappointed with the Eagles. I thought the Eagles -5 was a lock and a half. I thought it was an absolute lock. And I'm intrigued by the matchup versus Dallas. How do the Eagles not cover 5 points versus the damn Cardinals? The Cardinals are a disaster, dude. We're talking about the most overrated coaches. One of the worst coaches is Cliff Kingsbury. Cliff Kingsbury stinks, dude. Stinks. And they suck in the first quarter. They don't score any points in the first half. They always have to come back. Kyler Murray runs in circles. He just does beep beep, runs around. And then all of a sudden we're within 3. At the end of the game, they almost tie it. They almost go to overtime. But Kyler Murray slid too early like an idiot. He looked like Chase Claypool in the 2-minute drill. I mean, golly. I want to say this, because this guy doesn't get enough credit. This guy does not get enough respect. Vance Joseph is the best coach in Arizona. And it's not even close. I mean, Cliff Kingsbury has spent all this money and all this capital to help Kyler Murray and the offense. D-Hop, Marquise Brown, Zach Ertz, James Conner, you get money, you get money, you get money. Everybody get money. The defense, who we got? We signed J.J. Watt. He's a dinosaur. Who else they signed? Vance Joseph been carrying this team this year. Carrying. Well, the only reason they're competitive. The other side of the ball is terrible. And then you've got the Eagles, who I'm pissed at. They couldn't cover 5 points. Blew it. Now they play the Dallas Cowboys. Now, I think the Eagles match up well with the Dallas Cowboys because they can run the rock. You got to be able to run the rock. You got to be able to protect the quarterback versus the Cowboys. The Eagles can do that. The Eagles are good, don't get me wrong. But they are frustrating because I thought they were better than they look recently. They did not overly impress me versus Jacksonville. They did not impress me against the Cardinals. The Cardinals are not good. Big Al knows this. He cheers for both teams. So I'm frustrated with the Eagles, and the Cardinals just suck, bro. And Cliff Kingsbury needs to go. I can't believe that guy is still around. It's unbelievable to me. Unbelievable. How? Anyways, let's talk about our boy, Cooper Rush. So this was one of my streams. The Dallas Cowboys and the Los Angeles Rams. Now, I told you about this game. I mean, it was a best bet for a reason. The Dallas Cowboys have a very good defense. Dan Quinn, a good coach. That's what a good coach looks like. Good old handsome Dan Quinn. Looking good. Doing his thing on defense. Mike McCarthy, not getting enough credit. I know. Not getting enough credit, Mike McCarthy. Now, the Dallas Cowboys managed to win this game with 10 first downs. Let me repeat that. The Dallas Cowboys won this game by double digits, 22-10, over the Super Bowl champions with 10 first downs. 10! Who's responsible for that? The defense. Micah Parsons. DeMarcus Lawrence. Fumble return for a touchdown. That D-line. That secondary. Okay? To beat the Cowboys, you're going to have to protect your quarterback. You're going to have to run the football. Because if you can't, like the Rams, you're toast, bro. You're toast. I mean, the Cowboys won the game because of the 9 points they got at the start. They got a fumble for a touchdown. Beautiful third down. And a special teams punt block, which, by the way, shout out to the Cowboys special teams. They prepared for that. That was coaching right there. Now, I don't want to say Sean McVay's a bad coach. He didn't necessarily get out-coached here, and I'm not going to blame this on Sean McVay. But the Rams, I told you guys, the Rams are not good at football. I don't know how many times I got to say this. I don't know how many different ways I got to spin it. I don't know if I got to shove it so far up your ass that it comes out your mouth. I don't know. Bro, the Rams are not good at football. It is that simple. They can't. What do the Rams do? I sat here last week and I screamed at this damn mic and this camera right here. And I said, what do the Rams do well? And nobody answered me with a good answer. What do the Rams do well? They do not block anybody. I mean, they can't block a soul. Not a single soul. They can't run. Akers is yuck. Henderson is gross. Wide receivers, it's Cooper Kupp. That's it. I don't know who this Allen Robinson fellow is. That guy is absolutely terrible. He can't get open. Tyler Higbee can't even run, dude. They got Ben Skoranek. No offense, man. He's playing fullback. He's like 190 pounds. Why is he playing fullback? McVay, what are you doing? What are you doing? Tutu Atwell actually made a play. Hey! Good draft pick. Yeah. Great. Bro, I feel bad for Matthew Stafford. He has no help. Like, people sitting here, they're going to blame Matthew Stafford at the end of the year. Bro, they can't block. They can't run. They can't get open. Their defense is okay. They can stop the run. That's about it. Their special team sucks, too. They got punt blocked. Like, what does this team do good? What do they do well at all? This is not a good team. This is not the winner of the NFC West. This is not the division winner. This is not even a playoff team right now. They are not good. This looks like the Lions with Stafford. Can't run the ball. Can't protect the quarterback. Got one good receiver. Got an okay defense. That's the Lions. That's the Lions. Tell me where I'm wrong. Tell me. At least they got a good coach, but like, the coach don't got no players. And I will say this about McVay, okay? I think he's lost a little bit of what made him successful. You know? Like, McVay was successful based on his running game, based on that play action, based on hiding the offensive line through run, play action, bombs. Based on foundational scheme through running the football. They got to get back to that, because if they don't, they're toast. They're not the Bucks, bro. They're out there thinking they're the Bucks. They're like, we're going to throw 52 times and win. No, you're not. You're not. You're not going to just go empty every play and just throw. You're going to get sacked. You're going to get hit. You're going to lose. Period. The Rams suck. Okay? The Rams suck. Another team that's not very good, another team that just doesn't, they're not good, is the Bengals. I mean, both teams that made the Super Bowl suck, bro. The Bengals are not good. I mean, I love Amendola. I don't know his name, but he's a good defensive coordinator, man. And give credit to Sam Hubbard and Trey Hendrickson. I mean, that D front played well against Lamar. And the secondary, Chidobe Awuzie and those boys, they played good. Okay? But Joe Burrow, man. Joe Burrow has stunk this year. Stunk! The O-line can't protect. I don't know what Zach Taylor is doing. I mean, Zach Taylor. Oh. How, if this guy has a job at the end of the year, I mean, could your offense be any less creative than it is? Are you going to come up with anything good? I mean, oh. Are you kidding me? Your offense stinks, dude. You got Jamar Chase, you got T. Higgins, you got Tyler Boyd. You forget that you have Joe Mixon, but you have Joe Mixon on your team. Even Hayden Hurst. And you suck. Like, he's terrible. How is he still on the coach? I get it. He went to the Super Bowl. It wasn't because of him. It was because of Lou. Not him. The defense is carried. Carried. Nobody wants to tell you. Nobody's going to speak the truth because Joe Burrow has cool sunglasses. The defense. It's all the defense. And then I got to talk about this stupid fan base, bro. We got this stupid-ass fan base. I swear to God. This is the dumbest fan base. I got to pull this up. I got to pull this up on my Twitter because you guys won't believe me. Like, you honestly won't believe this. Like, I could say this in any language I wanted to say it in. I could say it in Spanish, French, English, gibberish. I could say it in any language, bro. You guys wouldn't believe me. You just wouldn't believe me. So I've got to show you this. Okay, this is Twitter. I'm going to show you right now. Gronk, spike the like button if you haven't. Okay? Okay. Let's take a look. Watch this. Bro, what is this tweet? This is a real tweet by a real journalist. Okay, the tweet is, I question Shanahan's decision to punt on 4th down. He exposed the defense to more snaps at the end of a grueling game, and now Mosley is hurt. Guys, let me read this again. Okay, hold on. Let me read you the score of the game. Okay? The score of the 49ers-Panthers game was 37-15. Just for reference, okay? Just for reference. This this is a real, it says Lombardi himself, David Lombardi. He covers the 49ers for The Athletic. I don't know why, I don't know how, but this is his tweet. I question Shanahan's decision to punt on 4th down. He exposed the defense to more snaps at the end of a grueling game, and now Mosley is hurt. Sir, the score is 37-15. And you're blaming the coach. Any coach. I don't care that's Kyle Shanahan. I know he's my favorite coach. Okay? You're blaming Kyle Shanahan for a player getting injured in a game. Do you understand this? Do you guys understand this tweet? He is blaming the coach for a player getting hurt because he punted the ball. Bro, what, are you on crack? Do you understand that the offensive guy, they could have kept the ball. The offensive guy could have got hurt. Jimmy could have got hurt. Kittle could have got hurt. Tevin Coleman could have got hurt. Jeff Wilson could have got hurt. Brandon Ayuk could have got hurt. But no. Bro, why does this fan base refuse to be intelligent? I'm sorry, Niners fans. You guys tweet the most outlandish garbage I've ever seen in my life. I've ever seen. You guys are ridiculous. How can you blame your head coach for a cornerback getting hurt because you punted the ball away? How does he know a guy's going to get hurt? Please, someone tell me how he knows how a player is going to get injured in a game. Somebody please fucking tell me this. I mean, are you kidding me? That is unbelievable. How do you have a job in sports media? Have you ever played a sport? Bro, how the fuck? Oh my God. That is the worst tweet. And then there's actually people influenced by this guy. This clown. In the comments. Bro, I get it. You don't like Kyle Shanahan, bro. I get it. He's only the reason you go to the NFC Championship and the Super Bowl all the time. But you don't like him. Okay, I get it. But, like, you're going to blame him for injuries now. Again. Oh, I'm done with this stupid fan base. I'm done with those guys. I'm unfollowing all those people. I can't take it anymore. I can't take it. Do we have anything else to talk about before I get to the Patriots? Oh, no, I didn't forget the Patriots. Okay, before we get to the Patriots, guys, don't forget to Gronk spike the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Don't forget to check out all the shorts made by myself, Lenny, and others. Others. It's just me and Lenny. I like saying it because it sounds like we're a bigger operation than we are, but it's just me mostly, and then Lenny chips in. Shout out to the members and the patrons as well. And I talked about, Caesar, you don't want me to talk about the Colts and the Broncos. I did a stream about it. You know, we have Thursday night football. We have the Browns, or not the Browns. The Browns would have been even worse as far as I'm concerned. I can't take Kevin Stefanski anymore. The Broncos and the Colts. Worst game ever. But not only that, we've got the only game that could, quite frankly, top that piece of garbage, which is the Bears and the Commanders. And live on air, I will have a pillow right here, just in case I fall asleep. Okay? Let's talk about the Patriots. The Patriots are good. The Patriots are not just good. The Patriots are very good. Yes, I said it. I know you don't want to hear it, but I'm going to say it again. The Patriots are very good. The Patriots are going to make the playoffs this year. The New England Patriots are starting to get it going, and the NFL is not loving it. The AFC is scared. I love it. I love it. The Patriots are coming for you. They're coming for you, man. Last week, we go to Lambeau. Oh, yeah. We got to play LaFleur. Scary Lambeau. We almost beat them with Bailey Zappi. We didn't have our number one receiver and our number one cornerback, and we had our third string quarterback, and we almost beat the Packers. And then this week, we got to hear about the Lions. We got to hear about Dan Campbell. Oh, the greatest coach. He's such a good guy. He's so motivational. He's so interesting. And then we got to hear about the number one scoring offense, 450 yards here, 35 points there. Oh, they got a great running game. Their offensive line is so good. It's fantastic. They're going to run us over. Patriots got no chance. They're not going to score. They got Bailey Zappi. Bailey Zappi, he sucks. He's third string quarterback. Third string quarterback. We got to hear about the Lions. And the Patriots smack them around. Smack them all over the place. 29-0. Not only did they smack them 29-0, not only did they beat them 29-0. Zero. Nada. Zippo. But they shut the door. They shut them out. They shut out the number one scoring offense in the NFL. Shut out. 0 for 6 on fourth down. The Patriots defense is real. Real. Great safety. Quad. What do I call that? 4 safeties. You got Kyle Duggar. You got Devin McCourty. You got Adrian Phillips. You got Jabril Peppers. The corners. Jalen Mills. Jonathan Jones. Jack motherfucking Jones, baby. The rookie. Pick 6 versus Aaron Rodgers. Pick versus Jared Goff. 2 picks in 2 starts. How about Jack Jones? And then you got the D-line. Dietrich Wise, career year. Matt Judon tied for the league lead in sacks. Christian Barmore, monster. Lawrence Guy isn't even playing, doesn't matter. Smack him around. Smack him around. Patriots defense for real. Patriots defense can play. Patriots defense can dominate. The offense, okay? Matt Patricia is a real OC, ladies and gents. Matt Patricia is the real deal, holy field, baby. Matt Patricia's a rocket scientist, okay? He's a pretty smart guy. He ran the football. Number 1 in running efficiency this year. Not the Browns. Not the Ravens. Not nobody but the Patriots. The Patriots, number 1 in rushing DVOA. Number 1, Ramondre Stevenson, Damian Harris, beasts. Ramondre Stevenson, animal versus the Lions. 160 yards. They're gotten receivers all over the place. Jacoby Myers, best season of his career, coming right up. Devontae Parker, mossing guys. They got Nelson Aguilar being absolutely terrible at football. Dropping the ball, causing interceptions, fumbles. Once he gets out of the lineup, insert Tyquan Thornton, the rookie. We're talking. We're getting good. The O-line, real nice. Cole Strange, I'm not hearing any laughs about that pick right now. Nope. Now, when Mac Jones comes back, we're going to have a real quarterback. And Mac Jones is going to be hungry. And Mac Jones is going to be motivated because he saw Bailey Zappi go out there and he doesn't want to lose that job. He doesn't want to lose the future of New England. He doesn't want to not be the dude that everybody thought he was with one of the best rookie seasons we've seen in recent memory. Went to the playoffs. Mac Jones looked good in the first couple games. He did have some turnovers. But what the Patriots found without him now is a formula to win. Strong defense, of course, strong special teams. Nick Folk, baller, does not miss. Bill Belichick on his game, in his absolute bag. And we've got Mac Jones coming back. He's going to add this precision passing and the big plays to the offense that's missing right now. And they're going to ball out. Bro, the Patriots are good. They got an offense. They got a defense, man. This team is good. They had 4 incompletions from Zappi versus the Lions. 4 from their third string. Okay? I actually think the Patriots are going to make the playoffs. I do. Let's look at their schedule, all right? The Patriots' schedule. Tell me right now, who's better than the Patriots on this schedule right now? Tell me. Tell me who's better. They got the Browns next week. They're going to beat the Browns. Stefanski's going to mess it up. I guarantee you. They're going to run all over them. The week after that, The Chicago Bears at home. That's easy. That's a walk in the park. Then they got the Jets. They beat the Jets. They smack them left and right all over from New Jersey to California every year. Then they got the Colts. They suck. I mean, Matt Ryan can't throw the ball. The Jets again at home this time. That's a win. They play the Vikings. The Vikings got no defense. They're going to win that game. Kirk Cousins, he's going to crumble. Primetime game. Then they play the Bills at home. Okay, that's a tough game. They're better than the Patriots. But at home, maybe we could take them. Maybe we could beat them once this year. Our defense is faster. Our offense is better. I think we got a better chance, at least. The Cardinals, we're going to beat the Cardinals. They suck. The coach is terrible. Then we got the Raiders. Okay, tough game. But we know the Raiders. We know McDaniels. They got more weaknesses than we do. Maybe they got bigger strengths, but we got less weaknesses. Then we got the Bengals. I just said they suck. As in New England. Their O-line can't protect Joe Burrow. Their coach is a dumbass. So we're going to win that game. Then we play Miami and New England. We're going to win that game too. I'm saying it right now. We're going to win that game. And then we play the Bills, and they're going to be resting everybody. We're going to win that game. So they're not going to lose no more games. It's as simple as that. They're going to lose they're going to lose how many games? So they've lost 3 so far. No, 2 so far. 3 so far. They lost the Ravens. They lost the Dolphins. They lost the Packers. They did lose that game. So they lost 3. They're going to lose 3 more games. 3 more games. They're going to go 11-6. They're going to make the playoffs. The Patriots are good, man. I'm telling you right now. There are not that many good teams in this league. The Patriots have a competent offense, a competent defense, and a damn good coaching staff. Led by a very good head coach. And Mac Jones is going to come back and he's going to ball out. Watch. Just watch. Just watch. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Watch. Okay? Gronk spiked the like button. That is it. It's over. The bottom line. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, subscribe to the channel. Gronk spiked the like button. Love to see you in the chat. Shout out to everybody. Isaac, Big Al, shots at you. Caesar's the man. Josh. Deshaun. Reek. Pats forever. Ultra. Atlanta fan. Atlanta fan. Just watch, bro. Just watch. I'm telling you. William. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate the support. And we'll see you tomorrow for power rankings and more. Peace.